Hello everybody, my name is Watson. I am the optimization and as well as the artist manager of the company. This is another tutorial done by C3D. Today we're going to actually look on um, how to work with GLTF, and if you have not installed GLTF to Blender, then I recommend there is another video that I have done. You can refer to it and go through and see how to install GLTF. Okay, let's now start straight away. I have a blank scene. Actually, let me just restart the whole session. This is a blank scene, so I'm just going to delete everything. I don't need any of them. So I'm doing an A on the keys and just delete. Okay, so just a blank scene. We have to understand that GLTF is more compatible with cycles. So the first thing that you need to do is just change your engine to cycle render. And then now I'm going to import an FBX. You can import any file format to Blender. It might be FBX, it might be OBJ, whatever. Okay, anything over here is compatible. You can just import. So I'm just going to import an FBX file. So I'm going to, and I have a scene. I have a file actually on my computer. So yes, so I'm importing it. It's just an ordinary chair. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete all this camera. I don't need them at all. Why can't I select them all at once? Okay, I've got rid of them. Nope, not yet. Can't do that. Okay, now I'm back. So here is the scene. So I'm just taking it up to the grid. When working with C3D, you have to understand that we have always, in each and every job description, there will be a PDF available. So please refer to it. It's because of understanding how we are expecting the model should be. For an example, how the pivot points and what are the measurements, everything is mentioned on the PDF. So if you have any doubts regarding the job request, you should go through the PDF. And further, if you have more questions, you can just go and ask your supervisor. Okay, now since we're back, sorry for that, I have my whole setup over here. Now I'm going to go to Node Editor. So we have to understand that you need to work, if you're working with GLTF, then you need the node editor, because it is through the node editor only that these nodes are connected. So these textures are connected. So you have to be aware that without nodes you cannot do anything. So just go to the node editor. I have a really weird, actually let's see, something that happens when you import Fong through Maya. So I'm just deleting this. We don't need this at all. Okay, so it's just a blank sheet now. So the first thing I need is an output. So I need to go to add and output, and I'm going to say material output, not lamp output, material output. Okay, and then now I need the GLTF node which is specified for that engine. Okay, you can use like diffuse and stuff like that, but it won't be so effective as the GLTF node. So there is a specific set of GLTF nodes which is given through the company. So you have to link that node to this material. So I'm going to go to file, and I'm going to first say link, and then I'm going to go to my GLTF folder. So it's in Blender, export, and I'm going into GLTF Blender Exporter Master, and I'm going to select PBR node. and I have two sets over here. So the first thing I'm going to use is blend 2. It's almost the same, there's just a little bit of difference. Like, you have all this over here, which is with how to say, with the principled shader, and these are also the same, so there's no difference at all. You have all kinds of things. For an example, occlusion, Lambert, everything is over here. If you're using alpha, you can use alpha also, it doesn't matter. But now we're going to go to, like, since we're doing like PBR work on C3D, there are two nodes over here. One is GLTF metallic roughness and specular glossiness. So I'm going to go to 4 metalness roughness GLTF. So I'm just going to say, like, link from library, and that's it. Nothing happens. Why? Because I've not still given it over here. So I'm going to go to, again, add, and I'm going to go to groups this time, and I'm going to say, here you go, everything is given over here, so all the links are over here. So you can just say, like, metalness roughness GLTF. Take the shader, green to green. Okay, so you saw that it changes now. Now what we're going to do is, now we're going to link all the textures to the GLTF metallic roughness node. So I have these couple of textures that is related to this asset. We have a diffuse, normal, and roughness map. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my diffuse and drag and drop on the node editor. And since this is a color aspect, I just take the color into the node connector to base color. Let me just maximize my window. So you can see now this texture is connected to the diffuse color. The next thing is normal. Drag and drop. Minimize it since we know it's normal, and to normal since this is not okay. What's the next thing? The next one is roughness. Take your roughness node. Sorry for that. If you snap it in between, it happens. Just gets it connected to that connection. So since this is roughness, I take the roughness and straight away to metallic roughness. And now you can see that the asset is all now ready for exporting. So the first thing we do is we now need to export it. Go to File, Export, and you say GLTF 2.0. And then you go to your desirable folder and you export it. I'm just gonna make it, this is test, so I'm just say share. Export. Now if you see the folder, you can see that it has exported all the textures related to the asset with the blend file and as well as the GLTF reference file. So now we are going to zip all these and upload it to C3D. I have a job request over here which is not even a little bit related to the asset that we're going to upload, but it doesn't matter, just for demo purposes, right? In your artist page you might see an option called GLTF. Please select that before you upload the asset. Sometimes they would give you an option to choose the viewer, but normally there's only one option for that, that's 3.gs. So it doesn't matter if you have this option or not, but this is very important. You have to select your GLTF option. The next thing is I'm going to zip all these as one folder. So I'm going to select all these, and I'm going to, as you know that when you select all and as well as, and when you're zipping them, it's important on which file you're clicking, because the zip the compress zip folder option will work on the click that you select, so it will rename the whole asset on the first on the object that you're right clicking and saying compress to zip. So if I, for an example, click on this and say send to compress, it will use this name as its references. If I say chair, then it uses chair as its name, so I don't need that. So as usual, life is easy, drag and drop. Once the asset is successfully uploaded on the site, the first message is this: you get a like grayed out message saying that the 3D model has been uploaded. Just say OK and scroll down. You can see right now the asset is working perfectly fine. As you can see, the asset is totally interacting with its textures, and the roughness is working perfectly fine. There was no lighting in the scene, so you can do a little bit like tweaking on the lightings and stuff, so that you can increase the horizontal, you can do all kinds of stuffs. Okay, before I end up this tutorial, I want you to understand that in this node you have a lot of flexibility. For an example, you have the flexibility of adding a base column as well as a metal roughness map. You also have roughness parameters as well as metallic parameters over here. Plus you have a normal node where you can connect your normal map into this, and as well as an occlusion, ambient occlusion. You also have ambient occlusion values. For an example, if you do not have a map, you can use this. You have a emissive map and as well as an alpha map. So these, you have a lot of flexibility when it comes to the GLTF. So I recommend that you study more, and people who are coming from Substance Paint, they understand exactly the flexibility of these nodes. So I hope this tutorial must have helped you. If you have further questions, you can pin me up and I will be there for you guys. So yeah, have a wonderful day. God bless.